1. Which of the following is the most effective strategy for adult learners to retain information? A. Passive reading of materials. B. Interactive problem-solving activities. C. Listening to lectures without participation. D. Memorizing content without application. 2. When designing a curriculum, which step ensures alignment with learning objectives? A. Selecting random activities. B. Mapping assessments to objectives. C. Ignoring prior knowledge of learners. D. Focusing solely on content coverage. 3. Which mentoring technique encourages self-directed learning in mentees? A. Providing answers to every question. B. Asking reflective questions. C. Assigning tasks without feedback. D. Giving strict instructions without explanation. 4. In evaluating a training program, which method measures immediate knowledge acquisition? A. Long-term follow-up surveys. B. Pre- and post-tests. C. Observational audits after 1 year. D. Informal peer discussions. 5. Which regulatory compliance aspect is crucial for adult learning programs in healthcare? A. Scheduling classes at random times. B. Maintaining learner confidentiality. C. Ignoring state licensure requirements. D. Allowing unrestricted access to patient records. 6. What is a key benefit of using case studies in adult education? A. Encouraging rote memorization. B. Applying theory to real-world scenarios. C. Replacing all assessments. D. Limiting learner engagement. 7. Which method best supports curriculum evaluation for continuous improvement? A. Feedback surveys and performance data analysis. B. Reviewing content once and leaving it unchanged. C. Using only anecdotal feedback. D. Ignoring learner outcomes. 8. What is an essential characteristic of effective communication in mentoring? A. Using technical jargon without explanation. B. Active listening and empathy. C. Providing only written instructions. D. Focusing solely on formal authority. 9. Which assessment technique evaluates both knowledge and application skills? A. Multiple choice questions only. B. Practical demonstrations and simulations. C. Observing attendance. D. Reviewing course syllabus. 10. When providing feedback, which approach enhances adult learner motivation? A. Criticizing errors publicly. B. Offering constructive and specific feedback. C. Ignoring learner mistakes. D. Providing vague comments. 11. Which instructional strategy promotes engagement among adult learners? A. Lecture-only delivery. B. Group discussions and interactive activities. C. Monotonous content repetition. D. Assigning homework without guidance. 12. How does a mentor foster critical thinking in mentees? A. By providing all solutions up front. B. By asking probing and challenging questions. C. By minimizing discussion opportunities. D. By focusing only on compliance topics. 13. Which factor is most important when selecting assessment tools for adult learners? A. Alignment with learning objectives. B. Ease of administration only. C. Random selection of questions. D. Reducing preparation time for instructors. 14. Which principle supports retention of knowledge in adult education? A. Repetition and practice with real-world examples. D. One-time exposure to content. C. Memorization without context. D. Ignoring prior learner experiences. 15. What is a critical component of regulatory compliance in training programs? A. Proper documentation and record keeping. B. Allowing unverified content sources. C. Avoiding learner consent procedures. D. Neglecting policy updates. 16. Which mentoring approach encourages professional growth? A. Assigning repetitive, unchallenging tasks. B. Setting achievable goals and providing guidance. C. Limiting exposure to new experiences. D. Micromanaging every activity. 17. Which evaluation method provides insight into learners' long-term skill application? A. Post-training surveys immediately after class. B. follow-up performance assessments in the workplace. C. Counting attendance. D. Reviewing lesson plans only. 18. Which technique improves communication clarity in adult education? A. Using visual aids and real-world examples. B. Speaking in abstract terms without examples. C. Reading slides verbatim. D. Avoiding questions from learners. 19. How can mentors build trust with mentees? A. Maintaining transparency and confidentiality. B. Delegating all responsibilities without guidance. C. Avoiding direct interactions. D. Critiquing without support. 20. Which instructional design model emphasizes iterative improvement? A. ADDIE model. B. Waterfall content delivery. C. Memorization-only approach. D. Lecture-based content saturation. 21. What is the most effective method to assess learner comprehension during a session? A. Interactive quizzes and discussion prompts. B. Waiting until the final exam. C. Observing quietly without engagement. D. Assigning unrelated homework. 22. Which technique helps adult learners overcome resistance to new material? A. Linking new concepts to prior experiences. B. Forcing content delivery quickly. C. Ignoring learner feedback. D. Using unrelated examples. 23. Which mentoring style supports autonomy and independence? A. Directive and controlling. B. Facilitative and supportive. C. Passive observation only. D. Authoritarian and rigid. 24. What ensures reliability in evaluation methods? A. Consistent scoring criteria and standardized procedures. B. Random grading. C. Subjective opinions only. D. Avoiding assessment guidelines. 25. Which strategy enhances retention and skill-based learning? A. Repeated practice with feedback. B. One-time demonstration. C. Reading theory without practice. D. Ignoring learner errors. 26. How can mentors encourage reflective practice? A. Assigning reflective journals and discussion sessions. B. Avoiding debriefing after tasks. C. Focusing only on performance metrics. D. Providing answers without reflection. 27. Which principle is essential for effective adult learning? A. Relevance to learners' personal and professional goals. B. Abstract content without practical application. C. Ignoring learner input. D. Emphasizing content volume over understanding. 28. Which method is most suitable for evaluating group learning activities? A. Peer assessments and collaborative project evaluation. B. Individual written exams only. C. Observation without feedback. D. Counting participation frequency. 29. How can regulatory compliance impact curriculum development? A. Ensures programs meet legal and professional standards. B. Allows skipping required content. C. Reduces accountability for instructors. D. Limits quality improvement. 30. Which technique promotes skill mastery in adult learners? A. Scaffolding tasks with gradual complexity. B. Providing unstructured practice. C. Avoiding repetition. D. Assigning irrelevant tasks. 31. Which mentoring approach encourages problem-solving skills? A. Socratic questioning and guided exploration. B. Providing all solutions immediately. C. Limiting discussion. D. Focusing only on procedural instructions. 32. How can communication barriers be reduced in adult education? A. Simplifying language and checking understanding. B. Using only technical jargon. C. Ignoring nonverbal cues. D. Delivering content without feedback. 33. Which factor is crucial when designing assessments for competency-based programs? A. Measuring performance against clear criteria. B. Randomly selecting questions. C. Avoiding alignment with learning objectives. D. Ignoring practical application. 34. How can mentors support ethical decision-making in mentees? A. Modeling ethical behavior and providing case discussions. B. Ignoring ethical dilemmas. C. Encouraging shortcuts. D. Limiting exposure to real-world scenarios. 35. Which evaluation technique is most effective for ongoing program improvement? A. Continuous feedback loops and iterative adjustments. B. One-time post-test evaluation. C. Relying on anecdotal reports only. D. Avoiding learner input. 36. Which of the following is an example of formative assessment in adult learning? A. A final exam at the end of a course. B. Weekly quizzes to monitor progress. C. A certificate issued after course completion. D. A summative project assessment. 37. What is the primary role of a mentor in an adult learning environment? A. To provide all the answers to questions. B. To facilitate independent learning and problem solving. C. To create a highly structured, inflexible learning path. D. To evaluate learners through formal tests only. 38. Which of the following strategies best supports adult learners in a diverse classroom? A. Providing a one-size-fits-all approach to instruction. B. Ignoring cultural differences in learning preferences. C. Using a variety of teaching methods to accommodate different learning styles. D. Focusing only on verbal communication. 39. In a competency-based learning environment, assessments should A. Focus only on theoretical knowledge. B. Be based on learners' ability to apply knowledge in practical situations. C. Be timed and rigidly structured. D. Rely on multiple-choice questions exclusively. 40. How can instructors enhance the learner's motivation in adult education? A. By strictly adhering to a fixed curriculum without flexibility. B. By setting clear, achievable goals and providing ongoing feedback. C. By avoiding challenging content to keep learners comfortable. D. By using only formal, impersonal communication methods.